Yeah. Hi, Nishikant.
Yeah.
I
Hi.
think
Yeah.
let's get started. I
Sure.
think this
Sure.
particular round we will more concentrate on hands-on coding, uh,
Mhm.
a kind of a scenario-based questions. Okay.
Right. 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 Right.
Okay. So Nishikant, I think I've already sent you a file by name u.user, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what I want you to do is, can you quickly create a data frame by loading this u.user?
Sure. Sure.
You can
So
use
let me just.
Spark Shell.
Sure. Sure. So I'll just open my command prompt to run the Spark shell. So I have Spark 2.4 installed here and Scala 2.11 support. Yeah. So now I'm just opening my Spark shell. In the meantime, let me just copy the path. Okay. User. Yeah.
Now, Nishikant, what is the
Yeah.
Spark Shell, Nishikant?
So
What is
Spark shell is
this?
the interactive, the environment that has been given to us. It's kind of REPL, right?
Hmm.
Repeat, execute, print, and loop.
Hmm.
Is where we can type the Spark code. It's kind of an interactive session where we can submit a job to the clusters and
Hmm.
see how the code behaves. Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
But if you observe one thing here, Nishikant,
Mm-hmm.
when you launch Spark Shell, you see that there is one UI associated with it.
That's right.
So why is that?
That is the application UI. That is where we can monitor our job, see the all the
Uh-huh.
Spark UI, the executor, the storage, a
Okay.
task, everything is seen there. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. But actually, to answer the question, actually, Nishikant, the
Uh-huh.
Spark Shell is nothing but a driver program. So
Driver
something which is
program.
very
Yeah, yeah.
important to remember.
That is right.
Okay.
That is right.
Okay.
Driver program. Yeah,
Right. Nishikant, before you code, can you increase the font?
yeah.
I think go to
Properties.
properties.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And font tab.
Medium, large.
No, font you
So
have
sorry,
there.
font. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think you can
How
increase
much
it
do
to
you think?
20.
20. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
got it. Yeah,
Yeah. Go ahead, Nishikant.
got. Okay, sure. So I'll just create a data frame there. So just to start it, my Spark session is available there.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll just create a data frame there. So it's the extension is u.user, right?
Correct.
Is that what is the format of the data? If I may
Yeah,
ask,
you have to see. Just open the file and see the format. No,
I can. Okay, I can just see.
you can open in Notepad plus plus or
Yeah, yeah. I think I have Notepad, so I'll just open Notepad. Okay, okay. It's a pipe prepared file. Got it, got it. Yeah. Path is copied. U.user. Yeah. Okay.
okay. So now Nishikant, I think you have
Hmm.
loaded the file and you have created a data frame, right?
That's right.
But
Yeah.
if you open the file, can you show me the content of the file?
Yeah.
S-
Oh, sorry.
No problem.
Yeah.
So if you see the content of the file, don't you think we have headers also? But
That's right.
go to your Spark shell and can you show me the list of columns? Can you print all the column names or can you print the schema?
Schema it won't have right now. Okay. It'll just have just one uh, uh sorry, just one column right now because we yet to operate and
Correct.
transform it. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, what I want you to do is
Hmm.
create a data frame
Hmm.
which has the schema as if you go to that file, the schema of that file is, if you
This.
go to
Yeah.
the scroll, ID,
Yeah. Yeah.
age, gender, designation, and salary. So I want
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
to create a data frame by loading this file with schema as whatever is the first row.
That's right. That's right. But we also don't want the first row in the as a data basically.
Correct. Because that first row,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wanted to have it as an header.
Right, right, right. So can I assume, can I just copy, my question is, since I know the schema is a static file, can I copy, can I create
No,
schema, my
no, I
schema
don't. No,
externally?
I don't want that.
Ah, got it, got it, got it. Sure, sure, sure. So okay, got it. So my first preference would be step would be to get the schema first. So I'll just yeah, or head dot first. So this will give me first row basically.
Mhm.
Yeah. So if I put header, yeah, this is my first row. Okay. And
Mhm.
I'll do filter basically.
Mhm.
I'll create a new, let's say df1 for example. Df dot filter. Sorry, not equal to header. Right.
Mhm.
So here the df1, if I just one yeah. So now it is without my now I have data basically. Using the header, now I have to create the schema basically. Yeah. So I
Correct.
have schema. I'll go ahead with the transformation first,
Mhm.
and then I'll think about schema. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah.
So
Yeah. yeah.
so I think still the schema is value, right? You have to attach the schema, right? Then only you can apply
Yeah, I need to
transformation.
attach that. True. I'm also thinking about the separator. I need to get rid of the pipe and then yeah. So I'm just the two things basically. One is the schema, and the second is transforming my the string of those pipes into my data frame columns. Yeah. So it has to be done using data frame, right? No RDD API
Correct.
can be used.
No RDDs.
Yeah. DF1 has yeah. So I can use uh, the split operation
Okay, I'll just give you a
and
clue. I'll just give you a clue. Okay.
yeah.
So now what is the primary interface to create data frame, Nishikant?
Primary interface
To create a data frame. So, okay, I'll help you
data
out with
frame reader
this.
basically.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
can you do one thing? Can you just create one data frame val df is equal to, I will help you out with
Yeah.
the code. From there, you can go on. Is equal to.
Yeah. Just before that, sorry to interrupt you. I mean, can you just what my approach would be?
No,
There are two things I'm
no,
thinking.
this approach is wrong actually.
Uh-huh.
So I'm telling you the right approach now.
Yeah, the other one I was okay. Sure.
Okay, just create val
df2
df
I'll
is
just
equal
take it.
to,
Okay.
right,
Yeah.
spark.read
Yeah.
dot option
Mm-hmm.
dot option, which takes a key and value pair. Option
Mm-hmm.
spelling wrong.
Yeah.
Double quotes header
Mm-hmm.
header
Yeah.
and give the value as true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, dot
Yeah.
option
Mm-hmm.
double quotes separator
SCP is a pipe. Yeah.
and pipe
Yeah.
and dot format of double quote CSV, right, dot load and give the path. Give the path.
Oops. Okay. Let me write again.
Okay, no problem. No, spark dot read. No, spark dot.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Dot format of double quote CSV, correct. Dot load and give the path. And click enter.
Yeah.
Now, if you see that, a
Yeah.
schema
It
has been
has.
inferred, and can you print df2 dot print schema? You will see all the schema
Yeah.
associated with it. But
Yeah.
one more important I wanted. If you see this schema, it has not
Mm-hmm.
inferred the schema here. It
Yeah,
has
data
simply
types
taken
basically. Yeah.
exactly. It has simply taken the first row as a column names. Now,
Right, right.
what is the second task I want you to do? How do you
Uh-huh.
infer the schema?
I'll probably have to cast the types to the appropriate, data
Mhm.
frames types. So with the
Um,
cast operation API,
mhm.
with column, I can do the cast to
Mm,
cast it to a
No,
particular
not
type.
necessary, right? For example, again, re-execute the statement val df2. Just press up arrow mark,
This one.
up arrow mark,
Okay.
right,
Okay.
and write dot option separator pipe. Again, write dot option. Go to the left.
Yeah.
After right, right, dot option
Mhm.
and double quotes infer schema.
Oh, infer schema. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
No problem. Infer schema,
True. Yeah.
comma true. Right. Now
Yeah.
you try to print the schema. Yeah. df2 dot print schema. So now if you see that, it has inferred the
Yeah.
schema
Yeah.
as well. Okay. So no problem. Let me give you a next task on top of this. Now, can you show me the data set?
Yeah.
What I want you to do is, basically let's see, let me give you basic operations which you can perform on this data set. Try to filter all the records whose designation is technician. That means print only the record whose designation is technician. Can you go ahead?
Okay. Destination. Yeah.
Okay. Now, now modify the program in such a way that display all the records whose designation is technician and whose salary is greater than 45,000.
And clause basically.
Correct.
And salary column salary. Salary is
Greater than maybe 80,000.
okay. But now salary is string here. We'll have to cast it to and
Correct.
sorry. Greater than 80,000, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. So now, can you do another operation?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Can you show me the data set?
Yeah.
Okay. Given this data set, can you do what is the average salary of each designation?
Okay. Okay. Designation is the section. Okay. Okay.
Correct.
So
So
by
you have to do
oh,
group
got it.
by
Got it. Group.
designation and
Yeah.
then
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
find the
Right. Average
average.
salary. Got it. Got it. Got it. Yeah.
Okay. From this list,
Uh-huh.
that's very good. From this list, can you get the top 5 designations
Yeah. Sure. Top 5 designations by salary basically,
by
right?
salary? Okay.
Got it.
Before that, can you just
Yeah.
give one alias name for that average salary?
Yeah. 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 AVG should do.
Yeah. uh,
Okay.
Okay. Now, can you get the top designations who's
Uh,
based on salary, average salary?
yeah. So I'll just yeah, sort by salary. But salary here is still this. I have to cast it. Top 5, right? TSC. Yeah. 5. Oops, sorry. Okay, salary is not there. I'll have to select salary also. Oh no, not me. Sorry. It's AVG. It is anyways end, so no pass needed. And this. Yeah. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, can you go to the data set, Nishikant?
Yeah.
Okay. From this data set, finally the result, whatever you have printed, this one, okay, can you load this into a CSV file? So if you remember, initially you created a data frame 2, right?
Right.
The entire result, I want to store it in a CSV file. That means I don't want delimiter as pipe, not this result, the DF2, the initial
This
data
one,
frame.
right? Okay, the initial data frame. Okay.
Initial data frame. The final
Got
output,
it.
I wanted to put it into a CSV file, that is comma separated value.
Okay, so DF1 is right now. Let me just do the show operation. Okay, so this is how my DF2 is right now.
Correct.
And when I save it into CSV, it should be comma separated basically.
Correct.
Okay.
Before that, can you tell me why did you add that false there, Nishikant?
Yeah, false will not truncate your columns.
Exactly. Very good.
So now saving the same value in the CSV format basically.
Exactly.
And any partitions or just one anything?
I will come back on that.
Okay,
Now I just want
sure.
you to create a the content of DF2. You should write it into a file in a CSV file, but as a single file.
As a single file, right?
Exactly.
Let's get the path here. Okay, let me create output folder maybe. Is it fine, or do you want me to add here only?
No, create output directory.
Let's say P1. Okay. Okay, spelling mistake. CO. Yeah. ALS. Okay, there seems to be some issue. Make file. HPC. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We go back to the output here. Oops. Only output of P1. See the input path. The format was changed, I think. We just confirm the format.
No, you have to give D : / right?
Yeah, I did that somehow.
No, I think it was wrong.
Oops.
Sorry, your screen went blank. Okay.
Yeah. D : yeah. Somehow I'm getting this unwanted operation. Not really sure. try OP2. It's not there. Some. I think it's somehow referring to file C, file D.
Okay, no problem. But before that, I wanted to
Yeah,
ask
yeah.
you one question. Why have you
Yeah.
used Colask and why not repartition that?
Yeah, so coalesce preferably will be used to reduce the number of partitions. Where let's say if I have 5 partitions and if I want to reduce it, then I'll use the coalesce where it will have less shuffling of data because existing partitions will be decreasing, right? So 5 to 3. So some of the partitions will be shuffled, but not all of them. In case of reshuffle, right, repartition, it will end up shuffling all the partitions. It will have more shuffle in that case. But in this case, since you want to reduce it to one file, I use coalesce. Yeah.
But the same thing will also work if I do repartition of one also, right?
Yeah, it will. But then in case of repartition, both things should work here. But usually repartition will be used, and the one drawback or thing would be it will have full shuffle of data. So we should be considered, we
But
need to
at
check
any cost,
better.
we are always telling now I want only one partition. So no
Yeah,
matter I use Colask or repartition, I am directly telling I need only one partition.
true. Full shuffle is there. Yeah. In that case.
So I can definitely go ahead with repartition also, right?
In that case, yeah, you can. But in let's say coalesce, if I have to, yeah, but you'll have less shuffle in coalesce anyways because there'll be one. Let's say if I have 4 partitions, if I'm talking about one partition, there are chances that that partition of data, right, just the one partition. No, wait. Yeah, I think you'll have full partition. So repartition will also do. Yeah.
So in this scenario, definitely either Colask or repartition is the same thing.
Repartition, same
Because
thing.
I'm
Yeah,
always telling it is to one.
just one. Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Can you open the file again,
Yeah.
Shikant?
Yeah.
Okay, now given this data set, what I want you to do is, can you print the records of each partition? So can you tell me how many number of partitions we have now? So you have already created data frame 2. Can you tell me how many number of partitions are there for data frame 2?
Get num partitions to tell me. Oh, sorry, RDD dot get num partition. Yeah, sorry.
You can always press tab for autocomplete.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you have only one partition.
That's right.
Now, why I'm trying to tell you is, if you see this DF2, you already had one partition. Now, does it make any sense to do Colask in this case?
It doesn't make sense. Yeah, because this one partition, one file. Yeah.
Correct. So don't you think a kind of a performance improvement that, before you do a kind of a Colask or repartition, you could have always checked the number of partitions and then
Yeah.
And then you could have done. I'm just giving you
that's a
one.
point. Yeah, that's a good point. Because based on that I can decide, do I really need to, do Colask or repartition? Yeah.
Correct.
Definitely.
Now, let me ask you another question now. From the same data set, can you just go back to the data set?
Yeah.
So you earlier applied filter transformation, right? Okay. Now, think about a scenario, Nishikant, where you have in this particular data set, you have 5 columns.
Right.
Now, just a simple task for you. Can you select only the columns with ID and gender? And can you show me?
ID and gender.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Now, why did you use column? You can't select without that column, is it?
You can have dollar also, column also. I think these are the different, I would say
ways to select the columns from the data frame.
Because because there are people who are coming from maybe SQL background. They are more familiar with column, or the programmers can probably use dollar also. I mean, it's kind of the API. The selection is up to us. Yeah.
Correct. But here in this particular scenario, if you see that, we are not applying any function on the column. For example, you're not applying any alias. You're not doing anything that. So was there any use of using column because you're using unnecessarily another object actually? So you could have simply done df2.select of, you could have done only the column names, right, as a string.
Yeah.
Okay. No problem. Just a thought for you. Now, let me ask you another question, Nishikant. Think about a scenario. Okay, you have 5 columns out of this data set. Think about a scenario, what columns to be selected, you will get it in a form of a list. Think about a scenario like this. I will repeat the question.
Okay.
What columns to be selected, you will get in a form of a list. So how do you select the columns now?
So my input would be list of columns basically.
Exactly. No, you will get a list of columns which you have to select as a list, scalar list.
Okay.
So now my question is, how do you select the column, assuming that list is dynamic? So each time what values you get in the list is dynamic. So how do you select now?
Okay. And list can have at times 10 values or maybe 100 also.
Whatever. Yes, it definitely happens. In our use case, we have 5 columns. You may get 2 columns. You may get 3 columns. You may get 4 columns, depending on some sort of a permissions. But my question to you is, how do you select the list of columns given the column names is in a list?
List. Okay. Okay, select. So can I use the SQL query example here?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, I'm just thinking about the approach. If I list of columns, I'll probably can create some comma separated, text out of it, and then maybe I can combine it with the SQL dynamic query, select, and then append it to the list of columns from table name. This is what I'm thinking.
But if you see that there is a challenge there, right? The column names has to be like appended.
Yeah. I mean,
and then you have to do
coding,
string concatenation.
Yeah. Exactly. The overhead of coding is there. Yeah, definitely.
But you can try that approach as well if you want.
And the other one, I'm just thinking with the data set and APIs. Okay, select. Okay, just trying something here. What if I do the same thing here also?
How will you do that? You will get the list of columns in a list, right?
Yeah. Again, I'm creating the string is again the same thing. Yeah. Overhead is there. The data frame API, I'm not really right now, not really sure how that can be done.
No problem. Let me give you another scenario. Can you open the data set?
Yeah.
Okay, given the same data set, let's assume, the ID, which is unique ID, which is an auto increment. Okay. Now, for example, now you have already created a data frame out of this file. I want to print the data in a reverse order.
Okay. Got it. So basically sorting of the data is what you're saying.
Correct. So I want to print the data in a reverse order.
Of ID.
I don't know. I want to print the data in a reverse order. I've already told ID is auto incremental value. I've already told that.
Got it. Yeah, that is fair enough. Yeah. So I can just use a sort operation. Column of ID the DSC. Yeah.
Okay. So here, if you see that it is only printing the 20. Why is that?
Yeah, because as a part of the operation, right? If we don't want to choke up the with huge data, that is the reason it only shows the default 20. Yeah,
now,
The driver program will.
Can you modify the program in such a way that it will print the complete output, at least 30 records?
30, I can just show 30 here.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, that is good. Okay, now can you go back to the program, the data set? Okay, so out of this data set, for example, if you go to the top, you see that the gender is, a kind of a character. M for male and F for
Yeah,
female.
yeah,
Now, what I wanted is,
yeah,
you have already loaded this data set, this data into a
yeah,
data frame that is DF2, right? So I want you to create
yeah,
another
yeah.
data frame where the gender M should be converted into male and
Male.
F should
Okay.
be converted into female.
Female. Okay. Okay. So can I do it in the? Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. So I'll use the with column basically here. So I
Yes.
just df3 basically. So df2 dot with column. So I just column name should be gender. What is the name right now? It's
Expansion.
gender, right?
You can write it
Okay.
at with column gender expansion.
Gender. Yeah. Okay. And then yeah, just use when clause, when column of to m, then male, otherwise yeah, sorry, yeah, sorry, when column of gender male, instead of otherwise, yeah. Partly that is capital, is it? It's not, starts with column of gender is equal to this. Yeah. Ends with ends. Otherwise, yeah. Yeah.
You have already done, right? Okay. Just press otherwise. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Do you want to print it?
Yes. Print the data
DF3?
frame.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Can you drop all other, can you drop gender column from this
Sure.
DF3?
Sure. Yeah.
Correct. Now, can you rearrange the column, Nishikant? Like
Rearrange. Okay.
column, like I want ID, age, gender expansion, designation, and salary.
So I have to select them in that fashion basically. So I'll just do select ID. Sorry. Oops. Okay. Name is not there. Oh, ID age. Sorry. Yeah.